I got fired. Well, let go, fired, same shit, right? They didn't give me a contract. Yeah.
Let go sounds nice.
But that's what I said. That when they said
That's
we're
on
letting,
the real,
when, right? When they said we're letting you go, Frank, I said bullshit. You're firing
Right,
me.
right.
And then I said no, you're fucking firing me.
Okay.
I was there 21 years. You know, I was a counselor there. I'm a person. I give. You know, when I give, I give. I serve. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem being a soldier. You know, I throw. I give it all.
Right.
And I did that with this place. But nevertheless, you know, I'm out of there. I think even before school ended, because I left after school ended, they wanted me to stay until June. Charles had heard that I got fired. And the thing is, Charles had got fired the year before.
Right. It's a
Excuse
club.
me.
I'm sorry.
Fucking fired.
Fucking
That's right.
fired. Same place.
I didn't have the balls Frank had to say
Right.
that. I was just like, fuck you, see you later.
But Charles was the theater tech person at Collegiate. So it was maybe a couple of weeks after they fucking fired me that Charles gave me a call and said, Frank, let's meet. Let's talk about moving forward. I'm connected with a lot of the collegiate guys, you know, the guys who graduated, who know you and who feel like they owe you. He said, let's put something together and let's ask, you know. So it sounded good, you know, and we moved forward, you know. It didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, so we sort of like went separate ways. So we tried something, it didn't really work, right? So I hadn't talked to him. I said maybe I should call him and apologize to him because it was, you know, a project that I was put on to. And I brought him. It didn't work, so I had to apologize. He said, "No, man, you know, don't worry about it. You know, let's get together and let's follow through on this." So, you know, moving forward, making it a little quicker, we decided to start a production company. And I got this, you know, brainstorm. I mean, it was like, you know, the universe, you know, woke me up one day at 4 in the morning, and just freaking jumped me, just fucking with ideas. And, you know, production is something that I did before I got into counseling. All right, so I want to take my counseling, right, and use the production and put it together. So one of the things I do, you know, I am in a spiritual process. You know, I'm a recovering addict, 29 years, you know, clean and sober. You know, Narcotics Anonymous is where it all started for me. But I got into other processes. One of them is called the Course in Miracles. And it's this woman named Marianne Williamson who is like a teacher, you know, and she's pretty awesome. She's powerful. So recently I started to go see her a lot, you know, so she's there. She's Marble Collegiate Church on 29th Street every Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah, she's getting down. She's there every Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. So maybe you and I can go one day and probably even speak to her and tell her about what we're doing. So one of the things I did was I was there. You know, I sat in the front. I decided to look back, and I didn't see many people from our community there. It was good stuff. Marianne Williamson was giving out good stuff, but the population was mostly white. And black and brown people were older, right? So a lot of young people, you know, a lot of the women that I know from the community who can use this kind of healing, they're not there. They don't, you know, and I know I've had to seek out my healing, right? I've had to go look for it. Not everybody does that, and they're not even aware that they have to do it, right? So this is what this is about, right? So I want to get together a healing group, right? And I want to do it on a regular basis. I want to film it, and I want to project it to the world. All right, I want to bring it to your living room, your bathroom, wherever you at, so you can get some of this stuff, right? And then, so that some people can't, they can't find it. They don't have the time to seek it out. So we can bring it to them. All right. So the way I healed was by hearing your story, by telling my story. And that's what I've been doing. My counseling, I don't have a degree. I wasn't trained. It comes from the inside. I tell my story, and I was telling my story to these boys who have everything. It's an Ivy League school I was at, but they connected, right? Because pain is pain, confusion is confusion, fear is fear, and that's how So I think by taking those things, people are going to identify with us. So the other piece is the production value. I like production, I like bringing people together, of like minds. I like bringing people together who are good looking, funny. There's an aspect to that that's very attractive, right? So, our idea, Charles and I, we figured let's get this group together. We decided that we would call ourselves Spark Messengers and deliver, the power that we have from within. Share it, right? So that's the bigger picture is what I'd like to see happen. This is the goal, is for each and everybody here who decides. I mean, not everybody could be a Spark Messenger. Not everybody wants to be a Spark Messenger, but if we decide that's what we want to do, David, you can go do your own group. Call me and say, I got a group of crazy ass teenagers here that I'm gonna do a healing group with. Okay, that's you producing it. All right, we'll come in with the cameras, put it together, edit it, and then project it to the world. So that's the bigger picture.
I'm sorry,
Charles.
I'm
No,
sorry.
please jump in.
But on top of that idea is that if we put it all on the same YouTube page, I think what we'll end up with is a really wide range of voices, right? So if we can get a bunch of, white 25-year-old boys that we taught at Collegiate to have even just a small circle, and then we can have this group, and then we can put those two things right next to each other, and then we can take a group of, teenage, young women of color, or not of color, whatever, right? And we can juxtapose those stories. Then I think we might end up with something that's healing for a wide group of people. And also, I've heard you say it already, so many of us have the same story. We put out our message in the past, but it hasn't gotten to anyone, right? So our plan is to also make sure that we share it, and we want you to find a way to share it. If it's by forming another group, that's one way. If it's by clicking and sharing and put it on your Facebook page, or send it out on Twitter, whatever you do, if it's your Instagram, whatever your friends might be interested in, whatever that story is, that could be the kind of thing that then it will bring people to the same place, the same page, and the same
That's
idea.
like, I've been with Papa a long time, and he's always been like that. We did a play together a long time ago called Short Eye, and we used to take it to Promesa, remember?
Right, drug
To
programs.
the teenage pregnancy program, to drug programs. We just to let other people see different things.
Exactly.
Remember that?
Yeah, and that it's a form of that. I see myself in an RV, going from city to city to state doing this. That's what I want to do with my life. I don't want to get another job. I don't.
It's funny because there's a lot of things that comes to mind, right? First of all, let me just say this: there's a lot of synchronicity. There's a lot of it's the same story, same experience.
Get a weird.
We started, to film and do workshops and just retreats, and the interest was growing. A lot of people follow us. I have my own following. He has his own following. And then I too, had setback, and kind of drifted apart. We stayed in touch, here and there, but the story is identical. You understand? He was filming for us, And it just everything you're saying. And then when you was talking, what I was thinking about was, you know, our stories, you know, it transcends, you know, class. It transcends race and gender and all that. And the political atmosphere that's going on right now, with all this division in the country, I think that this story could convey that message and bring people closer together to see the similarities, as opposed to what the media is pumping out there, which to me is just a whole bunch of propaganda, right?
Well, the media, the media has whatever their agenda is, they're steering everybody.
Of course.
This right here, people get to see the real deal.
That's what I'm talking about. And I think, and I've always had this vision, and I've started this years ago, you know. I just never had the right people in place. You get what I'm saying? So, so when Frank reached out to me, and you told me your vision, you know, I was really excited, you know. And hearing you speak, you know, it's hard for me to contain my excitement, but I am excited because this is something that we've been doing already, right? You know, a little bit, just keep it real brief. The reason why I invited them here, well, I'll start with Took, is, you know, Took had a near-death experience, you know, and his story is, no, serious, his story is incredible. And I was trying to capture that, you know, on film, but again, you know, hopefully, you know, his story could come out, you know, you guys can capture that. He's a musician, you know, he's an artist. He has a nice, crazy buzz right now. He's worked with a lot of famous people. He's been in the spotlight. He's on the radio as we speak. But his story, you know, behind the music, is what I encourage him to bring to the forefront, because that's why people are really tuning in. Not only because of his music, because of his story and the transformation that's taking place in his life. And I'll let him talk about that soon, you know. But him coming from gang culture, right? Being a leader in this gang culture and having, you know, say, right? And power. And to go from that to becoming a vegan, to becoming someone who's seeking, he's a seeker spiritually, meditates, and he's had his spiritual experiences that helped him transition. And then the synergy, you know, him, Ty, and him, when it comes to the music and stuff, you know, they work well together. You know, the chemistry, the synergy between them is something that I would also like to capture as well, because he's a big part. He's not really a talkative guy. He's not really in the front of the cameras like that, but he's a pivotal person in what this whole movement is doing right here. So I'm just excited, man, and I'm a firm believer that you know, the universe is in control.
And there is no coincidences. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. It's about time something works. You know,
It'll only work if we lean on each other. That's just the truth, right? Individually, and even in any one moment, we can all feel alone. I certainly feel that. And the truth of the matter is that when we're together, like tonight, in this moment, we're together. But how can we even